Hi, I'm Coffee Kevin, and it's been a beautiful weekend. Actually, it's been raining quite a bit in the Midwest. So, but I've had plenty of time to taste coffee and get together with friends. And I wanted to, a comment was made the other day. I think we were tasting Hills Brothers coffee, which turned out to be pretty good and certainly fresh. That was one thing I noticed about it. And I had a comment from Brandon Meads of the Coffee Squad. And Brandon came in and said, "Hey, have you tried Cameron's coffee?" Cameron's, and he said his favorite is Cameron's Kona blend. And I decided to, I just happened to be in a store that had it. And am I okay, or should I be at this? Okay. I always do it differently in rehearsal, I know. But I wanted to grab some and try it. And as I'm still in my 30-day trial of the Brim 8 Cup, I came home and I brewed some in that, and that's what we're going to have today. So let's see if we can just. I have pre-measured, and let me first go over the coffee a little bit. Actually, let's get brewing, because that way, no reason to prolong it. Okay, and then let's. I still use the paper filter. I prefer paper filters overall. Nothing against their metal filter, which is they give you with it, so you can't lose. And some people do prefer the metal. Some people feel like they get they want all the coffee flavor, and they feel there's significantly more taste. And if they think so and they notice it, that's fine with me. Also, I did find with this coffee, I brew it. Let's see if we can we get a look in here? Is this, which camera are you on? Yeah, okay, Mike. Oh, am I the wrong way? Where am I?
Right here.
That camera. Okay. Yeah, and I don't know if you can see this, but this coffee is pretty is a nice. I would call this fully developed lighter roast. I guess one could call it a medium roast, but there's no dark roast flavor in it that I've noticed at all. Can we get a little more? Do we need more light in there? Is that the problem? I'm not getting much. Okay. How about this camera? Yeah, let's go to this camera. I just want to. There we are. There we are. Now we're. There we are. Beautiful. Okay. And you can see that I'm using a kind of a medium grind. Everything's medium today. But it's very nicely roasted. Fragrant. Again, nothing over roasted at all. I use 58 grams after playing with the brew weight a little bit. And that means, and I'm going to 1 liter. Well, 55 grams to 1 liter is the Specialty Coffee Association's Gold Cup formula. And that means you use 55 grams to 1 liter of water. I found that I wanted to go up a little bit with this coffee. I feel like at 55 grams it was a little light for me. I went up to 57, and then I finally went up to 58, and then I went up to 59, and then I backed off to 58. I think 57, 58 is right in the perfect for my tastes. And the reason I'm expressing this to you is just because to know, how I view it and what you can do. And I always look for the perfect, what's called a throw weight in the industry for me. And it's just like using a recipe. It's a starting point. Even the SCA's Gold Cup formula, which is an adaptation of, it's not something that they or necessarily came up with, but somebody did. And even I've met people in the Specialty Coffee Association that play around with their own formula. Here we go. And then you can see the water is starting to get hot. This coffee maker, by the way, gets pretty hot pretty fast. And for 90% of the, so far on my tests, it has honored the spec, which is for, I believe, 90% of the brewing time. It's between 196 Fahrenheit and 205 Fahrenheit. Look at this. And this is another opportunity. Michael, if you can get a shot in there. There we go. Actually, it's too bad, but it would be nice if we could. You can't really get over that lip, can you? That's okay. If you can't, but I wonder if this camera would be better. The camera over here. Oh, that camera? Yeah, that might be better yet. If you can, that's okay. Just relax and see if you can get, oh, look at that, though. It's going up. You can even see it. We can even see it here. There. Okay, no problem, no problem. But you can see that it's there. And you can see how much it's foaming up. And that's a really important thing to look for. That tells you the coffee's fresh. Fresh roasted. And this coffee, it means what it really means is, there you go. Thank you, Michael. This is Academy Award winning stuff on my nomination. All right, and because you can tell by that, that coffee is nice and fresh. And they give a sell-by date of 3/28/20. I don't know how long you'll get this kind of foaming with it, but that is really nice to know that you can get that level of freshness with this coffee. And all right, well, anyway, back to this. Let's see if we can get a temperature reading now. It'd be a good time. And if I recall, we were going to, there we go, 200 degrees smack dab. 200 degrees. Beautiful. And that tells you that it's right in the middle. Many people would think that's a perfect temperature to brew coffee. What it means is it's not boiling. It's 12 degrees below boiling. It's also hot enough to fully extract all the oils and the flavors and aromas from the grounds. And the only other spec left is how long it takes, and it's well under, it's 6 minutes or less, 4 to 6 minutes for drip grind. And there's another spec that's harder to determine, although I'll show you the shortcut when we're done. Meanwhile, see if I remember that. What does it say on the package? It says sustainably sourced, handcrafted, small batch roasted, and Q grader approved. What do those mean? You know, I have a certain BS detector that goes off when I read coffee packages. Well, in this case, sustainably sourced, that's a good sign. That means that it's a good promise. It means that they're claiming that they look for coffees that are sourced from sustainable places, meaning places that farms that have some commitment to doing the right things as far as ecological, as far as workers go, as far as people who work at the coffee fields. most important to me. Handcrafted and small batch roasted. I'm not quite sure. Handcrafted, small batch roasted. They're certainly not crafting the brew there, but handcrafted, small batch roasted, I would assume means they're using smaller roasters, not giant. There are giant roasting machines that probably Hills Brothers would be using. They're claiming it's smaller. Is there a benefit to using smaller ones? Not necessarily, but it's interesting. Q-Grader approved. Q-Grader approved is significant. That Q grading is it's a quality control education system that teaches people that work in the roasting business to evaluate coffee beans using certain objective and subjective criteria. And it is a process and pretty well respected in the industry, I would say, and certainly an implication that they're doing specialty coffee. And then they have some other stuff, and we're almost done here. 100% specialty grade Arabica coffee. Well, it's the one better than Hills Brothers. They're claiming specialty grade. Hills Brothers claiming 100% Arabica, not necessarily specialty grade. Is specialty grade an objective criteria? Not really. But anyway, and then they have their, which is, of course, pure marketing copy. But in 1978, Janie and Jim Cameron broke the rules of coffee by roasting specialty coffee for a price everyone could afford. To this day, Cameron's handcrafts and small batch roasts only the top 10% of beans in the world. Again, 10%. Yeah, I guess specialty would be the top 10%. And that's a pretty objective stat, although there's subjective criteria to determine what those top 10% are. Keeping operations simple without ever sacrificing an ounce of flavor. Try us for the price, but stay for our taste. Yeah, and it's the second time they mentioned price in here. And I would say the price I paid, which was, I believe, $4.99 US for 12 ounces, is pretty good. Is pretty competitive. Now, it is a Kona blend. What does Kona blend mean? And by the way, they're saying light roast. Kona blend, bright and tropical, and that's certainly going to be true. Kona blend means that probably 10% or more of the coffee beans are actually from Kona. You know, at one time, Kona blend, Walker Brothers restaurants in the Chicago area claim that they use a Kona blend too. Superior used to do theirs. Kona blend, what does that mean? It means, again, 10%. Is it really, now here we are, that foaming never really settled as much, and sometimes that can cost you. That may be one reason that I am trying to I'm using a little more, because sometimes this can actually hurt you a little in the brewing process. It means you may not be getting quite the extraction because it's so fresh. it's too much of a good thing. It's so fresh that it is actually foaming up, and those grounds that float at the top don't really get as wet. One of the options is some people actually stir the grounds a little bit to deal with it. But it's not necessarily a big problem, but it's something I thought I'd draw attention to. Meanwhile, let's get this out of here, and let's have some coffee. And I'm going to pull this out. A little observation, this coffee maker it really gives you this unusual carafe that's kind of like a Chemex, in some ways. But I like it, certainly. It has a little corset on it, I guess. What did Pat call it? Something like that. The idea is you button it up here, and it's it's silicone, so it's still hot, by the way, but it's not, it wouldn't burn anyone, but I don't think. And here we go. I'm going to pour Michael's cup first, and then I'll pour mine. And all right, and then let's take a little sip of the coffee. Oh, well, first of all, I'm going to smell it. And it is a really nice, there's no doubt. I'll take a taste. I've had this coffee before. In fact, I've had quite a lot of it. We went through it pretty quickly. I had a lot of people stop by. Certainly, is this a pure Kona coffee? No, and I can tell. That's not an entirely bad thing either. Kona coffee, unless you drink the very top of the crop, last rumor I heard is most of it goes to Japan, where it is an absolute passion for some coffee enthusiasts. It is a status symbol to drink Kona coffee. So it drives the price up, of course, when anybody has that kind of affection for any product. And what we're left with is what's available, and that's one reason Kona blends are so popular. Kona is still a costly coffee. I certainly taste Kona in here. There's a certain tropical is their word, but I would say certainly a fruitiness, a type of fruitiness to Kona. And at its best, there's a fruitiness combined with the volcanic soil, just like Blue Mountain. Its own brand of it neither is identical to the other, but it can be quite good, the very best. I certainly taste enough reference of it so that I could, if someone handed this to me and say, is this a Kona blend? I'd probably say, yeah, it is. It's certainly not 100% Kona. It's a good coffee, especially at the throw weight that I used, which is a little more. I make it a little stronger. And I really enjoy this. I would rate this a little higher than the Hills Brothers, just on the basis that we're getting a distinctive taste note in it. Hills Brothers was a sum of parts, a good blend, but this is a blend that's got a real solid anchor on one particular coffee, and that is appealing. So. I'm not tasting anything I don't like, and I think for the price, it's and I mean price does matter to enthusiasts. I understand to roasters, price matters too, but it's certainly those of us who have to buy most of our coffee. This is a good cup of coffee, and I would never hesitate. I was also again surprised. Happily surprised at how good packaging has gotten, and the ability to pack coffees. I wonder when I'm in a grocery store, these coffees are sitting here. How could they possibly be fresh to a level that would satisfy me? But in this case, you just saw the evidence. I mean that it's foaming up enough so that it's almost too fresh from a process point of view, and it's certainly fresh enough from a taste point of view. So, Brandon, I can see why you like this coffee, and thank you for recommending it to me. I know you mentioned experiencing it with a Keurig machine. Obviously, I've not tried that, but I certainly worked well on this. And again, it's well worth learning how to brew because although I have not really condescended to do it, I could put this in a 1995 special Target coffee maker and probably would not, if there is such a thing currently, and I would probably not enjoy the coffee as much. In fact, I'm almost sure I wouldn't, because it always is important to brew properly and to know how to brew properly. So I'm pretty happy about that. And let's see, anything else? I don't know. I haven't been to their website yet. I don't know that I've ever met the Camerons, although I'm sure they go something. And what is it? Well, they had a date on here. Yeah, that's good. I'm really happy to try this. Could recommend it. And do we have a comment? Yes, we do. I don't see it though. Hang on. No, I don't see anything. Am I? Oh, I see. Hold on. Page. Two comments. And who oh, Amanda, you do, and Erica Marie. Cameron's coffee is great. Two Cameron's fans. Well, good. I'm glad. Thanks for weighing in. I once in a while I just will try something I see on impulse. I think I was at Woodman's when I saw this, and they hit me right at the right moment. I wasn't even in the coffee department. I just happened to be walking. You know how they put things in little detours to slow you down as you. I'm a pretty fast driver through the grocery store, but I stopped and I thought it was really nice. Again, as far as a roast, this process, I mean, they've really got it down. Very nice. It's a fully developed, good example of a fully developed roast. If I were to make one comment, and even though I probably would overall consider myself theologically aligned with a lot of third wave principles, third wave coffees can sometimes be a wee bit under roasted, I think. There's so much emphasis. This gets into a thing like photography, where you get so into lighting that you want to bring the lighting up, and everything is lit now, and you overlight. Everything is too detailed. There's such a thing as a soft, undertone or a detail that can be soft in the background, which gets into bokeh. And the concept of things that fall off behind the point of focus is appealing too. It's part of the balance of a shot. And the same thing for roasting. I think roasting can be taken to an extreme where things are too highlighted, in my opinion. And of course, it depends on the coffee. But this one is really nice. Update on CoffeeCon coming this week. We are going to start some funding, I think, at Indiegogo. We've looked at various platforms, and it seems to have worked. We were trying to figure out a way to let you pick your cities so that you could, in effect, buy a ticket for a city. And then if that city is chosen, if a city isn't chosen, of course, we wouldn't charge you. But if the city is chosen, we would, and that way we can start telling our exhibitors, we have this many people that want to come to this city to see CoffeeCon. We think that's what we're going to do, and it's going to be one of the things we'll do is provide you with that. It will also help us make our final selections on the cities. And we're hoping to post that this week. I've actually been working on a script because one thing they asked for is a video where you really state, what you're trying to do. And I wanted to. I don't usually use scripts. I'm sure everyone knows that by now. But in this case, I would simply because they're asking me to be specific, and and the only way to guarantee that you're going to say the same thing twice is to read it in effect and memorize it. So. Anyway, that said, I'm very excited because I think that'll be a great chance. It's believe me, it is. I absolutely want to keep CoffeeCon going. I want to bring it to as many people as I can. As I have been immersed in this all weekend, writing the content. I only created CoffeeCon because I wanted to go to it, and I haven't been to one for a while, so I want to get this in the running fast. And if anything, I probably have a ready, fire, aim philosophy and driving me. And but I also realize the value of planning, even though I may not do it very often. So, on that note, we will be back later again this week. But really, I'm really enjoying this coffee. Especially, I'm taking another sip because I can, I'm getting to the point I feel in my hands when it's at that temperature. Mm. There's a real nice complexity that comes forth, and I can, wow. Realize, by the way, don't be afraid. When at Kona blend, don't be afraid of blends. Blends are great. The wine business has used blends forever, and they're ways of ensuring consistency. And they're absolutely the term mocha java. Well, we should have a mocha java segment. I would love for roasters to send me some mocha javas so I can try some different ones. Mocha java is the original blend in coffee. It was a Yemen coffee at the time, blended with, I believe, what is at the best Sumatra coffee beans. It was the original mocha java blend. It was the idea of blending from the mocha bean, which was either Ethiopia or Yemen, with Java. Java meant Indonesia coffee beans. Indonesia was coffee was smuggled out of the Ethiopia-Yemen region and planted in Indonesia, and where it happened to grow. It looks like a completely different coffee because the beans grow so much larger, and they have a different flavor, very much a volcanic soil flavor. And that combination was just dynamite. And in many ways, my heart says I really like that combination of the two. I like them singly as well, but that is just a wonderful blend. So don't ever hesitate to try a blend. I am Coffee Kevin. It's been great seeing you, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you.